All right, let's remember, let's become conscious of where we stand in space and time. We're here in these powerful moments, and I believe that the year 2020 has a lot to do with the reason that all of us are here on the earth, spiritual beings living inside our physical bodies, spiritual beings trying to live in service for the earth and not only for ourselves. And as we think of the gift, the difficult gift of the Zoom, we're all connected across continents, across hemispheres, meeting in this sacred practice. So please take a moment to also become aware of your own self, a spiritual being living in a body, a spiritual being with thinking and feeling and willing, emotions, thoughts, your deeds in the world. Think of that. And the gift of the body that you live inside of, that you're practicing being mindful of. And through Eurythmy, we have a practice of mindful movement in which we engage all the levels of our being, our consciousness, our feeling, our life forces, right into the cells of our physical body. As I said to a friend this morning, we wear our body like a glove that we slip into every morning when we awaken, slip out of at night when we leave. We wear our body like a glove that we have built before we were born, and that will slip out of when we leave. And through Eurythmy, we're bringing a practice of really feeling the spiritual aspects of living in the body. We learn to harmonize ourselves so we're not just working out of our head, not just working out of mindless movement, but we're learning to move our center of self-experience to the heart. And from the heart, we feel into the head consciously, and we direct into the will consciously. And we fill all of our gestures with gestures that are truly out of the archetypes of the planets and the constellations. So as we prepare our Eurythmy practice, take a moment once again to think how extraordinary it is to be in this body and how we are so mandated to be in right relationship to the earth. Breathing truth into yourself. I will speak the Eurythmy meditation. I seek within me creative forces working, creative powers living. The heavy weight of earth tells me through the word of my feet. The forming power of the earth tells me through the singing of my hands, and the strength of heaven's light tells me through the thinking of my head how the whole world in the human being speaks, sings, thinks. Perhaps with a sense of wonder and enthusiasm, we can begin our Eurythmy practice. Today we're going to learn the third of the three major soul exercises that I want to teach you in this series. We'll learn the Hope Ooh exercise, but we have many steps to get to before we get there. Let's begin by doing today only one time the first exercise we learned, weight and light. Step to the right, step to the left. Feel this blue triangle grounding you deep into the earth. feel. Weight bears downwards. And now from this point below your heart, into the light with your arms, and feel. Light streams upwards. And now take a big belly breath. Center your movement in your chest, in your heart, and feel. In the middle, I hold the balance. And release. And release. Breathe. And we'll take now the second of the warming up exercises. And remember, the star above your head sends its light to the earth from above, right down into you and into the molten core of the earth. You are light. Spread your arms wide. Open your feeling heart courageously, vulnerably to the world, and feel connected to humanity. And turn your attention into the space in front of you. Just warming it up now, so I'm not doing the whole movement. The space in front of you, the sense world. And lean backwards. Notice how the whole back of your body only has dim sense organs, no eyes, no mouth, no smell. Feel that darkness and know that this represents all of the invisible sources of strength that surround us. We call that the night space. And now fold your arms to your heart. I actually mean the heart chakra, the heart center, not the one on the left, but in the middle of your chest. Breathe. Remember yourself. And now, open up into the cross. Feel all 6 directions, above, below, right, left, front, back. And we'll move through this cross, going down into gravity. Clench your fist if you can. Feel the power of body, the warmth of will. And rise into the sun in midsummer. Feel the stars calling you. And come back to hold the balance in the middle. Turn your attention to the front space and imagine, if you have a beautiful garden in front of you, you can look at that. Just imagine flowers and fragrance and textures. Love the world. And now feel the back door of your heart. Backwards. Open into wonder, questions. And bring your hands back to your heart. Inside your heart, you hold everything that you've experienced. And with the next phase of this exercise, we're going to strive to feel or imagine the etheric space around you. So as you go down, try to feel that you're making water forms in the air, down into gravity. Turn your hands up, feel the space your hands are moving through. Up into levity, and back to hold the balance in the middle. Move forward through this imagined etheric watery space. The world of the senses draws you in. The world of spirit releases you. Inside your heart, you hold an image of everything that you experience in your life. Breathe. And this third time, your hands become full of the peace and the best energy of. And as you go down, feel, may peace be below me. May peace be above me. May peace be all around me. May peace be before me. May peace be behind me. May peace be within me. And affirm in yourself that wherever you go, in any situation, you have the capacity to be a peace bringer. From your intentional self, you quiet your energy and choose how you're going to show up in the world. Breathe. And now we'll take the next step, building directly out of here. Remember to feel your arms like wings. Feel the shoulder blades behind you. And we'll open these wings. Go right through your fingertips with your sensation. I'll use my arm to show you what I mean. Be larger than this circle of space. Let the circle of space that you're touching be huge. Imagine yourself touching the sky, touching the stars. And now bring all of that into your heart. Everything you experience in the world builds your heart, builds your biography. And open wide. Give it back. Let the world give to you. And you give yourself to the world. This is life. Within my heart shines the light of the sun. Within my soul weaves the warmth of the world. I will breathe. And be sure to take this contraction all the way into your core. I will breathe. Burst forth the light of the sun. I will feel the warmth of the world. Using your big wings, remember, light of the sun pour into me. And warmth of the world. Drop your arms. Flow through me. Once again, let it resound in you. Good. Thank you. And now we'll turn our attention to our feet. And in the Eurythmy verse, you'll remember it says, the heavy weight of earth tells me through the word of my feet how the great world speaks in us, through us. So remember, imagine a crown of light on your head, your thinking pole. Imagine beautiful sun gold in your heart. And now activate your feet. With this walking, lift, carry, place. We'll begin slowly. Consciously lift your heel, your arch your toe. Move your foot with the foot pointing down. Walk forwards 1 step. not fast, balance if you can. And then touch, toe, arch, heel. Ground it again. And the next foot, heel, arch, toe, behind, beside, in front, toe, arch, heel. Don't have to do anything with your hands. I am, but I'm talking to you. Lift and carry and place, and lift, carry, and place. I actually prefer to take at least 8 steps forward, but you might not have that space. Let's go backwards. Always remember before you go back to open your experience of what I call the back door of your heart. So you lead from there and don't go backwards as if you're just backing up. Stand straight, open the back door, and lift, carry, place, lift, in front, beside, behind, carry, place, lift, carry, place, lift, carry, and place. Good. Let me do that sidewards so you can watch my feet on the screen like that. And on the text, excuse me, dear friends, on the texts, I sent a poem that I often do in EURYTHMY threefold walking practice when I don't have the good fortune to have a pianist with me. I use this little poem to pace my inner walking. I recite it for my students. If I'm doing it by myself in quiet, I just let the words resound inside me without speaking. But I'll speak them to you. This poem is the poem of Saint Patrick, who spoke with the knowledge that as a wise person, he carried the forces of the sun and the moon and all the forces of nature inside him. So I'll speak that to us this time instead of lift, carry, place. Stand straight. You can walk forwards and back, but I'll walk in this dimension for you. Standing straight. Take a step. Lift, light of the sun, radiance of the moon, splendor of fire, swiftness of wind. I'll go backwards. Depth of the sea, stability of the earth, firmness of rocks I bear in me. And rest. You'll remember, I think I said to you last week that we could do EURYTHMY, you could do threefold walking for a full hour to really bring harmony through these 3 centers, thinking, feeling, and willing. Very important that you make sure you're breathing in a relaxed way as you do this work. However, in the short time that we have in these lessons, I'm not going to develop with you all the different things that we can do with threefold walking. If you want to find out more about that, you can ask me for more resources on how to do that, how to enliven your walking practice. Let's turn now to the poem that we're working on. And by now we've done this enough that you recognize that we're moving in the different directions of space, forwards and backwards, right and left, and using that poem to engender different feelings in the different directions. So let's begin with what we've learned so far. And this first time without any arm gestures. Take 3 steps forward. First of all, begin by feeling your center place as if it's the place you were before you were born. And take 3 steps forward into the depths of the earth. Return to your neutral place. Lead the path that we tread. Now really with your back open to your sources, while from the heights of heaven, come forward, our star shines from afar. You stand at your beginning space, but you really feel enlightened. Back to your left. We stand on the earth. To the right, we are chained in matter, back to the center, but we are free, connected perfectly to all dimensions. 3 steps forward, for we go between darkness. 5 steps back, and light. 5 steps forward, and of darkness. And light are we. 3 steps, and you return to the middle. Okay. Now let's add what we've learned for the sounds. We've learned just a few. So we begin this poem pressing down into gravity. This is the sound D. We call upon the sound to practice the experience of going into matter, into the depths, into darkness. We start here, if you will, before darkness, before depth, before gravity was born, and we push down, create gravity. This movement goes past my hips, through my legs, past my knees, into the ground. My feet are tightly, firmly grounded. This is a D. Again, before gravity, and now we make gravity. But in doing so, the lower body becomes strong, but the head becomes clear. So in creating gravity, we also create light above. Once again, into the depths of the earth. And again, lead the path that we tread. The second sound we learned was the sound H, which is a great opposite to the D. The arms are flung weightlessly into the air. At the end of the huff, I just feel as if my movement disperses almost like soap bubbles. And with this, I'm connecting to, in this poem, to the heights of heaven. Can you feel how you change as you do this? This is your neutral place. And you here, you're so different from how you were in the neutral place. Completely open, almost dissolved into the light. Again. While from the heights of heaven. And then this H has led us into the sound ah. And with this, we feel the word star. Our star shines from afar. Ah. Let's continue. In the poem, we then have another D. We stand on the earth. And then an A, we are chained in matter. But, back to your heart center, but we are free. Use this moment to feel I am conscious. I can stand and balance. Or we go between darkness. Now we go backwards. Remember how we worked on that down? On gravity, lifting, transforming darkness and light. And of darkness and light are we. Now, we're going to go on with the rest of the poem today, but I'm going to show you how to move a form in Eurythmy and how to read a form. And I hope the right and left works on this. I'm not sure how things mirror. I think it works, right? I put this diagram into the PDF handouts that you have so that you can really learn, because the next part of the form is a spiral. It's a little bit tricky to just explain if you don't have a visual. But I need to explain how we look at things. Let's see, someone says, can I fix my mic? Thank you, I'm close enough. What's wrong with the mic? Is it not loud enough?
No, it scratches your shirt and it makes a little noise. We can
Okay, maybe this
it.
will work better. I think it might work better. I
Okay,
found
let's
something.
try it. It's when you move. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, but let's hope it works. Thank you. All right, if you can read the board, here this says forwards and backwards. What that means is in Eurythmy, if I draw a line that's going up, it means I go forwards. If I draw a line that's going down, it means I'm going backwards. So this is the form that we have here. This is your starting point, right at the center of the cross. And we go forwards, right? So the line goes up into the depths of the earth. And then we come back, leads the paths that we tread. Going backwards, go down. Now we go down more, while from the heights of heaven, our star shines from afar. Now the form's going to go sideways. So we stand on the earth. We are chained in matter, but we are free. So running that. Now we're back to the front back dimension, for we go between darkness and light. And of darkness and light are we. And that's as far as we've gotten. So I've put it all in your notes, and I think, or I've done my best to explain to you how to move a form. And I hope that this is what you've discovered that you're doing at home, this cross in space. So we have a third verse of the poem. And now we're going to move beyond the cross and go into this spiral, out spiraling motion. And the spiral will sometimes move forwards into darkness and sometimes backwards into light, like this. You start here, you're going to start moving forwards to the left. First line, and the path that we tread leads us on. Just one little turn of the spiral to the front. I'll say that again. The path that we tread leads us on. And now we go to the back point till we come once again to the light. Now to the front point, and ever descend we anew, and ever return to the light. All right. I'll keep my hand here, but you try kind of feeling yourself move at home, and then I'll join you. Keep my hand here. Make a small curve forward, left. The path that we tread leads us on. Continue till we come once again to the light. Continue. And ever descend we anew, and ever return to the light. All right. So you have this form in your notes, as I said, and I'll move it with you now. I stand here at my center point. I've done the forwards and backwards and sideways. Now I'm going to begin an outwinding spiral, always facing forwards. If I always face forwards, that means that I always use the front of my body to go into gravity, and I always use the back of my body to go into light. Okay, I begin forwards with a small curve, maybe only 2 steps, 3. And the path that we tread leads us on. I continue the outwinding spiral and I feel my backspace. You got it? Till we come once again to the light. Now I continue forwards and ever descend we anew and jubilant ever return to light. Let's try that again. From your middle point. And the path that we tread leads us on. Open your back till we come once again to the light. Oh, into your front space and down, ever descend we anew and backwards, and ever return to the light. Okay. Now we'll try that with the sounds. I'll do it in standing first, just so you know what to intend. The path that we tread leads us on. L. Till we come once again to the light filled with backspace. And descend we anew. And ever return to the light. Good. All right. And now we'll put that together. I anticipate you'll find new challenges for how to coordinate hands and feet, but let's try. 3 small controlled steps, and the path that we tread leads us on. You're going to open your backspace till we come once again to the light. And now coming further forwards, ever descend we anew. And open your backspace, ever return to the light. And rest. Thank you. One of you in the chat box in the beginning said, I walk with a walker. I can't do all of these in walking. It's possible, and it's even helpful sometimes, to practice moving a form like that, even just sitting. Even just doing the path that we tread leads us on. Even just sitting. Yeah. But if you can walk, join me in full body movement one more time. Let me check here. I've got a couple of chats that came through. Can't see them right now. Let me check. Dear friends, you should know that I am not able to see all of your wonderful chats while I'm talking because I'm so far away from the screen, but I welcome them. And if I'm successful in saving the chat box afterwards, I'll be able to see what you said, if you said panelists and everyone. Okay, from the beginning, friends, walk straight forwards into the depths of the earth. Leads the path that we tread, while from the heights of heaven, our star shines from afar. In the middle of your cross, right? To the left, we stand on the earth. To the right, we are chained in matter. To the center, but we are free. For we go between darkness and light, and of darkness and light are we. Now comes the new part. And the path that we tread leads us on till we come once again to the light and ever descend we anew and ever return to the light. Thank you. Let's continue now. And you can practice at home. We'll see where you are with that next week. But now, in preparation for the third of our 3 exercises, soul exercises, exercises to strengthen the immune forces in times of flu, we're going to work. We need to learn another vowel sound. In fact, we'll learn 2 more vowels today. As I said to you before, the vowels are the sounds that express our inner feeling life, while the consonants, in contrast, are sculptural. But the vowels speak of our wonder, our love, our strength, and the archetypal order that the vowels appear in the Romance language is this: A, A, E, O, U. I invite you to say it with me this time. Ah. Notice how that is more of a sound from the back of your throat. Ah. A. Sounds best if it's a little bit forward. And then E we experience as in the middle between front and back. Notice how you use your lips differently. O and oo. The sound develops in the front of the mouth. Ooh. So in general, our vowels go from ah to ooh. In this sense, ah is the first of all sounds, the beginning of creation. And ooh, in this sense, is striving towards completion. This is a deep root meaning for what's behind the sacred meditation. Aum. We start with Aum. And in language, we have all these different colors of vowels, but the most clear sequence is A, A, E, O, U. And this progression through the 5 sounds reflects also a progression in soul experiences. So we've learned A and A and E already. Let's build on what I'm going to teach you today by remembering them. Remember, the vowels start from the heart. So feel your heart ready to speak through your arms. Normally we speak through the mouth. In Eurythmy, we speak through the arms. So with your arms, express ah, openness, wonder. Let the world stream into you. And it's so easy to want to do the ah upwards. We can also do it in front or down. Ah is openness. You'll remember we saw that ah, let's take it back up again, has a particular size, a particular angle. It must not be too wide or it dissolves into formlessness like a person who has no boundaries. But with this wonderful shape, you have the correct relationship between your openness and what can stream into you. But we can't stay in that openness or we will have no sense of boundaries. So the second experience is A in our personal life and in the child. With A, I feel myself is here, the world is out there, and I stand at the boundaries between inside and outside. I'm not you. mother, father. I'm not you. I am me. And then we actually mature to the point where the self, the I am, says, I am. I know myself in myself. I can hold the boundaries between darkness and light, between the world and me. This is the E, where we are free. Now, if we think of everyone here in the room standing with their arms up, everyone around the world, we have all the idea, the imagination of so many strong people awakening to self. I am. I'm not in the masses, I'm not in the crowds, I am me. But if we have too much of that, we dissolve into national, international, global egotism. The next step, and I beg you to say, the step that we're at right now is that we move beyond egotism and we embrace each other as individuals with the sound, the experience of love and community. This is the O. Every one of you in India and Australia, in Germany, Slovakia, you're all on my circle, people I try to know. This is the O sound. It's buoyant, it's generous, it says yes to life, to stepping outside of boundaries. This is O. Oh. Yeah, again. Oh. And again. Where are you in all these different countries, the world, and my families? Oh. And finally, the last of the sounds, ooh, speaks above all other things of roots. And it's where we connect to our roots in earth and our roots in heaven by pulling ourselves into two parallel lines, forces. We can start above or below, it doesn't matter which way. Let your hands extend down, feel yourself rooted through your legs. And now holding contained energy, keeping your legs rooted, also create roots or grow into the heavens from which we are born. And feel. Ooh. And let's take that down. Ooh. And up. Ooh. Don't forget your legs. This actually is very, very strengthening for the skeleton, for the parallel bones, arms and legs. We call this the archetype of the human form. Ooh. All right. So in your personal practice, you can work a little bit more with these sounds, trying to develop them. You can also practice walking with them, with threefold walking. Lift, carry, ah. Lift, carry, A. Lift, carry, E. You can practice how that works for you at home. O. Lift, carry, O. But now let's turn to the third of these three soul exercises. And this one is called Hope. Ooh. So we wed the feeling of hoping for something, hoping in the sense of looking for outside help, imploring the world, imploring destiny to help us find our way through a situation. And then we imagine that the help that we implore, that we beg for, streams through us And we are grounded in the strength we need to visualize, to realize what we need. So let's create this. We begin with creating the soul gesture of hope. I remind you, we have the soul gesture of earnestness, of lightness, happiness, and laughter. We have the soul gesture of reverence, of love. There are more, so many more, but today's soul gesture is hope. And in hope, we imagine first all this dark space behind us, and from there we will access sources that we need to fulfill what we know we need to do. So lean slightly backwards, feel your backspace, and make a cup, as if you are a grail, a cup to be filled. Hope. Now this should be a little bit low, and we linger in this exercise for maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds. I'm not counting, but we feel hope. And then we feel hope coming to us. Now we're going to do an ooh, but this is an extreme ooh. Instead of just holding the hands parallel, we're going to put the backs of the hands together with the fingertips. And we're going to feel very tightly working our way down to our roots. And this ooh is going down here at this moment. It goes down through the diaphragm, goes down through the hips, goes down the legs, and at the end you feel it in your feet. With this, your feet should be solidly together, tightly together. You should feel very firmly grounded. You've been poured into a mold. Hold that for a moment. Again, perhaps 3 seconds. I say that so you don't just jump to the next one, but you let it happen. Now we're going to do 10 more of them because we need to do these repeatedly. And I'll speak about it as we do it. But here we are with hope. Space around you is like a deep blue midnight sky. And you lift. And above you, as you get this ooh, feel that you have a yellow light. Perhaps, actually, I can feel it sometimes like warm, glowing yellow honey. And I pour this honey through me, and I become warm. I become filled all the way through myself. Ooh. And release. Hope. Here comes my hope, my fulfillment. I'll speak the ooh. You should hear this inside you, this sound. Release. Hope. From your back, catch that light and you bring it down in front of you. Release. Hope. Your legs should be touching each other. You should feel yourself really grounded into your feet. Notice how long I keep the release now. I say, release. I'm down. And I inhale lightly and do it again. Hope, blue sky. golden star above my head. I reach for that star and let it strike through me, going through past my throat and my neck, wonderfully into the darknesses of the earth with light. Ooh. Again, release. Notice how long. Total relaxed muscles here. And again, hope. Release. Hope. And one more time. Through your will, you have a kind of prayer with your body. Hope. And now, at the completion of your Hope Ooh exercise, see how you feel. I love the feeling that it engenders because I feel I don't want to pick up my leg. I'm so glued to the earth. It will take an effort when I stand, when I move, and I try to hold this experience for at least a minute. I am so grounded, so rooted, so warmed through in my metabolism. I did this once with a small boy once, and he looked at me at the end of his 7 repetitions and he said, "What have you done to me? I can't move." I thought that was totally endearing. Thank you, dear friends. I'll come to my screen for a moment to say goodbye to you. I am trying